Yesterday, LeVeon Bell was released by the New York Jets. And now look, it is no secret. The Texans probably have the worst running back situation in the NFL. David Johnson is clearly not it. He is washed up. So obviously there's a bunch of Texans fans that are begging the Texans to go pick up LeVeon Bell. But here's the thing for me. I feel like LeVeon Bell is every bit as washed up as David Johnson. I really do. Like, David Johnson and LeVeon Bell, they're not as fast as they once were. They're definitely not as explosive as they once were. And now look, I know what some of you guys are going to say. Well, Sticky, look at the situation he's in. He's with the terrible Adam Gase, who doesn't know how to use him. He has a terrible offensive line. He'd come to Houston, and he'd have a better offensive line. Yeah, I 100% understand that. I 100% agree with that. But isn't that the exact same thing people were saying about David Johnson? Literally. Oh, Sticky, he has no offensive line. His head coach doesn't want him. He didn't want to be there. He's going to come to Houston with a chip on his shoulder. And what happens? David Johnson isn't good. So, why in the world should the Texans want to go after another washed up running back? Like, I'm sorry, I just do not see Bell working out here in Houston. I just don't. And also this, like, how much are you going to have to pay him? I understand that the Jets have guaranteed money that they owe him, so he might take a cheaper deal elsewhere. But the Texans are currently paying David Johnson like $11 million a year, and Duke Johnson $5 million a year. That's like what, $16 million at the running back position. And if you bring in LeVeon Bell, just say for this year, you're gonna pay him minimum like another $4-5 million. Like, are you really willing to pay $20 million for the running back position? No, that's cap mismanagement. Like, you cannot do that. Like, that's bad cap management, man. Like, it would make absolutely no sense, and especially considering the fact that neither David or LeVeon Bell would like really even be good for you. You know, some people are gonna say, well, why can't you cut David Johnson and then bring in LeVeon Bell? Because if you cut David Johnson, you still owe him money for the rest of the year. So like, there's really no point of cutting David Johnson right now. You'd have to cut him, you know, next year, next offseason. So like, there's really no point in doing that. You'd be paying the guy money for not being on your team. Like, it makes no sense to me why they would cut David Johnson like right now if they were to sign Bell. So to me, the Texans getting LeVeon Bell like just makes no sense. And also this, why would LeVeon Bell want to even come to Houston? Like, this isn't Madden, guys. Like, a lot of the time, a lot of people, you know, for whatever reason, they think, you know, you can just throw money at a player and he's going to show up. Like, it's not Madden. Players have their own interest as well. LeVeon Bell, he already got paid. What does he want now? Probably wants to win a ring. The Texans are 1-4. Their season's probably done. Why in the world would he go to the Texans? You know? He's probably going to end up going to New England or something. Or maybe even back to Pittsburgh. He's going to go back to a contender, somewhere where he feels he can get his ring. He already got the money, so go get the ring. That's probably what LeVeon Bell is thinking. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a no for me. The Texans should not get LeVeon Bell, and I really don't think the Texans will even attempt to get LeVeon Bell. At least I hope so, man, because like, to me it makes absolutely no sense. Like, why would they have two washed up running backs? They already have one. They already look dumb for it. and then you'd bring in another one. Like, well, it makes no sense. Like, it would make way more sense to, tough it out with David Johnson and Duke Johnson this season. And then, in the offseason, you cut David Johnson, save, quite a lot of cap, and then sign, like, a guy like a Gus Edwards and pair him with Duke Johnson and then draft a rookie running back in the 3rd or 4th round. And then, boom, all of a sudden, your running back room looks way better. You sign, Gus Edwards, like maybe a 1 or 2 year deal, and then Duke Johnson's contract expires, the next year in 2022. And then you have the rookie running back, the young running back, take over, and he could be your guy. Use him up, run him to the ground, and then draft another one. As messed up as that might sound, that's the life of running backs in the NFL. Like, they don't last long. That's why David Johnson's done. That's why Le'Veon Bell is done. I mean, at least that's what I would do with the running back position. I know a lot of you guys want Le'Veon Bell, just how a lot of you guys want Antonio Brown or Earl Thomas. But, like, a lot of these moves, like, they just do not make sense for the Texans. And a lot of these guys, they want to win championships. Like, they wouldn't go to Houston because, I mean, they're 1-4. You guys saw what Tennessee did to the Bills. Like, and the Titans hadn't practiced, like, in weeks. Like, at least not a full week of practice. Like, they've been on and off with the whole COVID situation, and they completely destroyed the Bills. Odds are the Texans are going to get destroyed by the Titans, followed by the Packers. The Texans are going to be 1-6 going into the bye week. Like, it makes no sense for Le'Veon Bell to choose the Texans over a team like the Patriots, which, in my opinion, makes perfect sense. The reunion with the Steelers, which makes sense too. Or, the Chicago Bears, they also make sense because they don't know how to use their running backs. They were throwing out Tariq Cohen out there and Cordero Patterson, or maybe even the Buffalo Bills, because I don't think they're too comfortable with the running backs. If they were comfortable with the running backs, they would just be using Devin Singletary every single play, but they're not because they're weird. So, yeah, I think it's very likely that Le'Veon Bell goes to a Super Bowl contending team, a team with a good record where he can actually compete and try to get that ring. So, I don't think it makes sense for the Texans or for Le'Veon Bell himself. And you know how it goes. Both of them have to come to an agreement. So, I just don't see it happening, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen. But that's just my opinion at the end of the day. Comment down your opinion. Should the Texans get Le'Veon Bell, or should they, ignore it and just go on with the season? And that's all I have for you guys for today. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.